Hi, my name is Andy McGuire, and today I'm going to give a little tutorial on the pitches in baseball that a pitcher might throw. So, for those of you that aren't familiar with the sport of baseball, it's America's pastime considerably, and this is a baseball. Not too big, about the size of your palm for most pitchers. And so what I'm going to talk about is the different types of pitches and how to grip them and what they might do effectively to get hitters out, which is the end goal for all pitchers. So first, let's start off with a fastball. There's three types of fastball, or three grips for a fastball. There's the four-seam fastball, which is basically you grip it with your middle and index finger crossing over one seam here and one seam here, four seams. So boom, that's one way. You could also grip it the opposite way, just kind of your preference. And the fastball is going to be your most consistent pitch. It's got your most velocity. Usually, the pitch that guys will go to if they need to throw a strike, because you can have the most control over it because there's limited movement. The next type of fastball is going to be the two-seam fastball. So if you look here, you can see the two seams running up into a cul-de-sac looking shape, and you're going to put your middle and index finger straight up on these two seams in the middle. And when you throw this, usually you tend to see the ball move toward the side where your arm is. So if you're right-handed and you throw a two-seam fastball, it's going to run toward the right. From your perspective as a pitcher. So that's going to be, more of a finesse pitch. Still going to have pretty good velocity. Some guys can have a natural run, but that's also an effective pitch. The next pitch I'm going to talk about is the slider. Slider is an out pitch, which means that you throw this, if you have a guy with two strikes, if you're ready to get him out. For those who are familiar with the game of baseball and its rules, slider's a great pitch because it can look like a fastball and then it's going to dive off the plate, toward the last few moments. So if you look here, you see that cul-de-sac I was talking about earlier. What you're going to do is you're going to take your middle and index finger again. You're going to put them together like this, and you're going to line them up on the corner at an angle, maybe a 45-degree angle at this cul-de-sac region. So middle finger on the seam at the ridge, index finger next to it. And when you throw this pitch, you're going to throw it like you're throwing a fastball, just like any other baseball, but at the last second, you're going to kind of cut your wrist. And once you do that, that allows the ball to spin a certain way. It's going to lose some velocity, but it's going to gain movement, so it's an effective pitch. Finally, I'm going to talk about the changeup, which is arguably, one of the best pitches in baseball, because if you throw it with the right speed in your arm, it's going to look just like a fastball, and it's going to drop, and it's going to be, usually, anywhere from 5 to 10 miles an hour slower than your fastball. So you can imagine how tough that is for the hitter to pick up with their eyes. So what you're going to do, there's definitely tons of different ways to grip a fastball. It's more comfort and kind of result based, but usually what you do is you're going to use more than two fingers. The more fingers on the ball, usually the less velocity you're going to have. So let's take these three, line them up, the cul-de-sac, ring finger goes at the ridge. You're going to grip it like this, three fingers. Okay, index finger is going to drop under this seam, pinky goes underneath, and when you throw it, you want to almost, pronate it to the point where you feel like you're pulling down a string. That's what guys will say, pull that string down. And when you get that arm speed mixed with that, the ball is going to come out spinning in a certain direction and sort of drop off the table, giving the hitter a very tough time to hit. So hopefully I was able to teach y'all something today about pitching. If you're not familiar with the game of baseball, it is a very tough game, and these pitches are big part of the reason why it's so hard and so easy to fail. So hope you learned something. Take it easy.